the Table, the podcast where no subject is too taboo to discuss. Now, please welcome your hosts, Andy Barker and Drew Del Pree.
You know, we were just mentioning before the show started that we are the most consistent podcast out there. We are consistently late every time.
That is correct.
Anyway, welcome back, Lou.
What's up, man? I wore my Yokohama Bay Star hat because it kind of looks goofy. It's supposed to look like a star, but doesn't quite.
Yeah, I definitely don't get star from that at all. I get kind of a Dallas Cowboys knockoff wannabe.
Right? But it's the Yokohama Bay Stars. They were strong this year. They were good. They had a good year.
I haven't really followed them much. I was a fan when I was there, of course. But now, you know who they got pitching for him, right?
I do not.
Trevor Bauer.
Oh, do they?
Oh, he's disgustingly good, man.
There was a friend of mine that sent me a video in Japan. They did a profile on Hideki Irabu. Remember him from like years ago?
Bless you.
I remember. So for anyone who's like, who the hell is Hideki Irabu? Yeah, I agree with you. I just know he was the first person I traded off the Yankees for Roger Clemens so I could win. Back when they would let you do crap like that.
That's fun.
And you could have like a stacked team, you know? So anyway, but apparently he's amazing.
Huh.
And he's helping one of the Japanese baseball team farm teams. And they were showing a video of him doing things with a baseball just unimaginable. I'll have to try to find it and we'll have to try to bring it up here, but it was fun to see a blast from the past, you know, showing the youngsters a trick or two.
Right?
But yeah, he's a hitting coach helping with the pitching, you know.
The old man still got it.
Yeah.
So Trevor Bauer is an interesting case. He was accused of sexual assault by his, at that time, girlfriend or whatever she was. He was in Major League Baseball. They kicked him out.
Right. I remember this story now.
Before any investigation or anything. Well, he's since been exonerated.
Correct. Correct.
She finally admitted that she fabricated the entire thing.
Correct.
MLB won't take him back.
Right.
So he was playing Mexican baseball league for quite a while. I've been following. He's an interesting, cool cat, man. He's not what you would think of a regular MLB player. He's not snobbish in any way. You know, he's down to earth dude. So now he's playing for the Bay Stars.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he's crushing, man.
That's awesome. This year I was watching box scores. Like I figured out an app to send me the scores.
Okay.
Because the game happens while we're asleep.
Right.
So when I wake up, I would have, you know, they won, they lost.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I like
the Pacific League. They belong in the Central League. I think it is. And the Central League doesn't make it easy to watch. The Pacific League in Japanese baseball has a website. You can log in and watch it all. So if you're a Tokyo Giants fan, you know, you can pay the membership, which I think is like $100 or something. And you can watch every Tokyo Giants game.
Oh, wow.
You know, for the year. But the Central League doesn't do that. So, you know, you can't for the Bay Stars. They were saying they'd have to be playing somebody that throws it on YouTube or something. They're like, you can't. It's on Japanese TV or it's not on. They don't make it easy.
You know, it's crazy the difference between the atmosphere in a stadium in Japan and in the States.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the fans, they're just so. There's no other way to say it other than they're just so well behaved in Japan.
They're fans, man. They're fans. Like they cheer. They like they do team cheers. They do all of it. You know, they're fans.
It's crazy.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah.
The first ball game I ever went to in Japan, I was like, what the fuck is going on around here?
Right? Yeah, you don't know. It's very, very clean, very orderly.
Yeah.
Everybody's very polite, but they're quiet. They watch the game. And then there's a hit, everybody erupts, and everybody's quiet.
Yeah, it's weird, man. So weird.
Same thing in the theater. when you go to the Japanese theater, people are quiet. They don't make noise.
Well, that's how it should be, by God.
You know, my old lady was on me for eating popcorn too loud.
I believe it.
We saw Batman, like the not the I want to say I'm old enough to watch the original Ajax, but Christian Bale, the
Okay.
first one we saw in Japan. And when I was in Iwakuni, we were in Hiroshima.
Did I tell you the time that I'm pretty sure I ran into a couple Yakuza at a Bay Stars game?
Oh man, I can tell you stories there too.
I'm pretty sure, man. We
Yeah.
did a I did tell you?
No,
Oh.
go ahead.
Yeah, so we had an ER outing, right? Zapatezas were there, a lot of the corpsmen were there with us. I don't know where you were. I got a pretty good idea, but anyway, these two Japanese dudes that very nicely dressed, longish hair, wearing sunglasses when it's dark, and for whatever reason, they took a liking to Liam, right? And they bought him and Issa the little bang stick thingies, you know what I'm talking about? The clatter. And I got a glimpse. One of the dude, when he reached over to either give Liam something, or I don't remember exactly what it was, but I got a glimpse, man. And up his sleeves, tats for days, man. You could tell it had that very distinctive line, where it's supposed to cut at the sleeve. And just the way they were talking and acting, it just didn't strike me as like the normal. I hate to say it this way, the normal Japanese.
Yeah.
These guys just had a feeling, but they were cool, man. They were funny. It was a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely they're all over, man. It's just that it's so much different. How the organized crime is viewed there than it is in America. And yeah, the Bosuzoku, have you ever seen them driving around the highway? You don't see them as much, but in the 90s, you see them all over, early 2000s.
I don't know what that is.
That was the motorcycle gang.
Oh,
like the little feeder group. They would they do street takeovers, but there'd be like 30, 40 motorcycles, and every one of them has the muffler off, right? Like
Of
even
course.
the freaking moped, right? And they just do wild stuff. I forget, there was a very famous DJ. Oh god, I can't remember. But he said he used to DJ at an English radio station in Japan. And he was telling the story one time of how they had taken over a street and were just parked in the middle. Like they just weren't letting traffic go. Right? Like the police hadn't gotten there yet. And they just stopped in the middle of the street. And as he said, they're all kind of just wondering what's going on. He said an American service member got out of his car, walked up to one of them and said, "Get the F out of the road," and cuffed him. And then and they like all just kind of like in shock drove away. And then, like, so everybody was like applauding him, and he like got back in the car and they went. And he said it was just the wildest thing. Like there was a moment like where they thought all hell was gonna break loose, but they just kind of like Americans are crazy and like got on their bikes and left. Like he said get the F out of the road and then cuffed them.
That's hilarious.
And they just left.
Guy had no idea what he just did.
I don't think so, but he said everybody was applauding. He said, and then we went to work like like nothing ever happened, right? Like it just never happened. He said it was the wildest thing he'd ever seen.
Wow.
I did see them when I lived in Kamakura.
Really?
I didn't live in Kamakura. That's where the Buddha is. I used to live in Kurihama.
Kurihama.
Kurihama. Oh man. When I lived in Kurihama, they would come around in like the early mid 90s, revving the bikes and stuff. But it was like a Yakuza feeder group.
Yeah. So did you ever do you have any Yakuza stories?
Well, I mean, a couple. Well, so I used to carry the Mikoshi.
Yes.
For Uraga. And it was great. And you have to know somebody to get in there. So my brother-in-law used to get me in there every year.
You used to carry it for Uranus.
Yeah. Yeah, I have video. I'll have to send you some of the video one time. You
I've
can
seen
see
it.
how
You showed
drunk I am carrying that thing, like bouncing that thing on my chin. I'm taller than everyone else, so I'm getting hit hard, right? And I'm like 5'8" for PRT purposes. 5'8.5". Anyway, 5'9". No, but so I'm like 5'7" for real. And anyway, but no, the best one I have, and I've told it here before, but I'll tell it again, is the guy that used to come get the money at Showtown. There used to be this bar, Showtown, on the second floor. It's still around, but it's moved.
Okay.
And a guy used to go. There used to be this guy that would show up. Like myself and a good friend of mine would be in there every night. Every night, we'd wake up at we'd get off work, take a nap, wake up at like 10 o'clock, go out till like 2, 3, 4 in the morning, nap, go to work, and that was like wash, rinse, repeat for like 2 years. So we would be out, and we weren't drinking, right? That's how we were able to do that, right? Like we were just having Cokes and just having a good time, right? Just having a good time out there. We used to gamble a lot. We used to play pool and gamble a lot. That was the other thing. We were gambling. That was the other reason we weren't drinking, because we don't like gambling. Playing pool. I used to play pool 5,000 yen a game.
Jeez.
So that's $50 back in the 90s. And he'd be running the machine. And then, if there were doubles or whatever, we'd play double. He was good too.
Huh.
He used to be really good. The small table?
Yeah.
He used to be really good at that triple corner bank shot. People used to get pissed.
This is who I'm thinking of?
What's up?
This is who I'm thinking of?
Yeah.
All right.
So we would be in there all the time. And he used to date the owner's sister. And they parted on very good terms. So we were the only Americans that they would move Japanese people for us to sit.
Oh, wow.
Because we'd been in there so much, and we spent so much money in there, and we were good customers, and we never bothered anybody. So after about a year of going there, they would move. We sat. They made sure we had a place to sit, and the owner would, give us like a free Coke. But it's funny. I always thought it was really cool. And my friend, who's known him for years, right, because he dated his dog, he used to give him hell in Japanese, and I'd be like, why you give him, hell for free Coke? He was like, man, you know how much this thing costs and how much we spend in here buying these damn Cokes? There should be one of these waiting for us. He said, that's what I told him. There should be a Coke waiting for us every time we come in here. He said, give me one every 2 months. And he's right, man. Coke is like $5, right? It's like $5 to have a Coke, and they're not free refill.
Nope.
Not trying to refill you for free.
Not over there.
Yeah, so you're almost like, you're almost having a bar tab anyway. So anyway, we'd be in there, and this guy would come in every now and then. And he would come in early before there was a crowd. Sometimes a crowd would come in when he was there. And I'd turn my back for a second and he'd be gone. He'd usually never be in there when there was a crowd. I don't think he wanted to be around. And I think he was probably well aware of his presence and what would happen. You know what I mean? So I'm sure he doesn't want trouble.
Sure.
Because he didn't look like he could fight. Right? But they never do, right?
Right.
So anyway, he would come, and if he didn't have 2 smoking hot women with him, they would show up shortly after. And their attention would always be on him. This was unusual for me to see. They would never look up. So other guys would come in and try to talk to those girls, and they would be polite, but their attention would never deviate from that man.
From
the owner would come out, and they would play shogi. So it's Japanese chess, right? My friend, the guy's brother, right? So it's Japanese chess. So they play shogi. And I guess there's 2 ways to play. There's a way to play where, you're just trying to win, like in American chess.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a way to play where each move carries a certain number of points. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just telling you what he told us later, right? That there's a way to play where each move you can tell is worth more than the other.
Huh.
Right? So like if I move, he's gonna give me money. And then if he moves and it's better, I give him right. Then the money like kind of changes. Man, they used to be playing for like 10,000 yen notes, right? So they're playing $100 a move, right, in front of us, or a couple tables away, right? And like I said, this would be before the crowds would come in, because we'd be in there all kinds of times, right? I mean, just all the time. And so finally we were hanging out, and my friend said, "Go ahead and ask him. Ask him what you want to ask him." And I said, after he left, I said, "Who the hell is that guy?" And he said, "Oh, he picks up the money for the Yakuza." He said, "You have to pay. If you want to have a business here," he said, "you have to pay." And he said, "Otherwise you'll get shut down for some bullshit." He's like, because I was thinking they'll bust your place up. He was like, "No." He's like, "No, man, you watch too many movies." He said, "No, you'll just get." He goes like, "I'll give." He goes, in Japan, you have to have, if people are standing and drinking, I have to have a dancing permit. Like if I let people in here if I let people in here beyond the seating capacity, I have to have a dancing permit. He's like, they'll walk in here and say, "Hey, they're dancing. Where's your dancing permit?" He's like, "Doesn't matter if it's like packed in here and you can't even fucking move." They'll be like, they'll fine me out of business. He's like, "You have to pay. You have to pay." He said, so he's the guy that comes and collects it. He goes, but he's addicted to gambling. He loves shogi and he sucks. He's like, so I win half of it back. I don't know why. It's like, he goes, I said, I see you guys playing for big bills. And because I was learning shogi at the time. And he said, "Oh yeah." And that's when he explained, he goes, "He's terrible. I don't know why he keeps playing." He goes, "I win half of it back." He goes, but wow. He loves playing. So he goes, and I teach him a little bit. He goes, I don't just school him all the time. He goes, but yeah, I'm surprised he still has all 10 fingers the way he plays. He had me laughing, man. I was dying. But he said, "Yeah, man, like he's known her." I said, "Because those girls come." He said, "Oh yeah, man, yeah, don't even." He goes, he goes, "Obviously, he's got you. He's explained the rules around here. My partner had been in Japan since the 80s." Mm-hmm. And he knew this guy. So he said, but he goes, "These other clowns talking to these girls, they don't
just don't get it."
Yeah, they're for him. They're not. Yeah, they're not for anyone. They're for him. He doesn't even like it. He goes, but they'll always be there. He goes, he'll always have.
So I don't know if the Yakuza mindset would be the same as the American mafia or not, but I would think that, yeah, he's unassuming looking, but he's probably a bad motherfucker if he's being sent to collect money.
Yeah, I mean, or people just know don't talk to this guy. I mean, I'm sure he's not. So it goes, here's the thing, right? Like, in conversations over the years, right? Like, does my wife's father-in-law know anyone in the Yakuza, right? And you're like, yeah. And you're like, oh, wow. And then like, they go to school with each other. I mean, like, everybody knows some. In Japan, everyone knows someone who's involved with the Yakuza because they all everybody goes to school. You go to school with these people. You grow up around them.
Yeah. Well, it's the same in the American mafia.
Exactly. Right? Exactly. You know who's going and who's not. Mm-hmm. You know who's on the path and who isn't. She said, so it's not something crazy. The craziest thing I think Americans would not understand is in the Japanese culture, my wife's memories of Christmas are straight pachinko gifts. It's all pachinko parlor stuff. Like,
yeah.
That's where the bicycle came from, the Nintendo, everything came from the pachinko parlor.
I know what pachinko is, but you might have to tell some folks what it is.
Man, you got to Google that.
I've tried it. Game.
What's up?
I remember my dad one year came home with a pachinko machine.
Okay.
I don't know how he got it. Don't ask, I don't ask questions. But I used to play that thing for hours, man.
It's basically that gambling's illegal in Japan. So you pay money to fire off these balls, and apparently like these steel like brass steel balls, pellets. And the how you turn the dial is like how fast they shoot out or the direction they shoot out. And I don't understand it. But when you win more steel balls. And gosh darn it, didn't you know there's a guy across the street that collects them? He collects baskets of steel balls. And he's got all kinds of things he'll give you for them, like bicycles for kids and Nintendos and all kinds of. So when you walk down the street in Tokyo and you're like, man, they love anime. No, that's gambling.
Yeah.
There's gambling everywhere. Everywhere.
All over the place. It's if The Price is Right used to have a version of it.
Oh, Plinko.
Yes, Plinko.
Yeah, similar, right? Similar,
Very
except
similar.
you shoot up from the middle and then it comes down.
Right. And there's a lot more different areas it can bounce around and ping off of. And,
Andy's 100% right. Plinko. Yeah, I love Plinko.
well, of course you would.
Yeah. I do like Plinko, man. This simple game you can play. I never shot. Have you ever seen the greatest the YouTube video, greatest Price is Right contestant ever?
Is it about the dude that beat the system?
Well, he didn't beat it. It's an autistic guy. And when you watch him, he's like, I watch you every day, Bob. I watch you every day. And he's like finishing the prices before Bob can say them. And Bob's like, wow, you're good. He's like, yeah, I watch you every day. I saw this game. And he tells him, you just did this 3 days ago. He's like, with the same products. And he said, it was after that guy that they were like, we need a new product rotation. Like, he was like, yeah.
But I have seen there was a guy that figured out how to game the system.
Okay.
And there was a documentary on it. I don't remember a whole lot about it. To me, it was just, I don't think he gamed the system. He figured it out because the system was gaming everybody else.
Yeah, it's not cheating.
Yeah. And that's what it essentially came down to. They tried to say he was cheating and they could never prove that he was. He figured it out, man.
Yeah. It's funny. I was watching, or I bought the Big Black Book. Did I recommend that to you? I recommended it. And usually people I recommend it to buy it. So it's a phenomenal book. And basically these guys read every magazine article, or they used to do it. They stopped publishing it, right? But they used to read every magazine article and then just put the meat of what you needed to know in there. And then they would tell you where it came from, like Popular Mechanics, Volume 2, Issue 7. When changing a piston, this is the size you need, right? So you like look it up, and it had all kinds of crazy, like how to collect art, how to participate in your how to bid on undelivered mail. And I know I've told that story in here before.
Interesting.
It used to have all of that stuff, but it did have something. See, now you have me thinking about the Black Book. I forgot what we were talking about, but the Black Book had something on it.
We're talking about the guy cheating, or not cheating, but gaming the system.
Wait, well, how did he game? He gamed what? What system?
The Price is Right. He figured it out.
So they had how to be a contestant, and I forget which magazine it came out of, but they said when you're in line, the tickets are free because they want people in there. He said, they did say, like, don't worry about not bringing your costume. You can wear these smelly costumes if you go on that one.
Let's make a deal.
They're like, yeah, they're gross costumes, man, but they got partner costumes. They might not let you in with yours, whatever. Anyway, but what they did say is they said, when you're in line, there are quiet people, particularly for The Price is Right. The younger producers get sent out. If you see anyone with a clipboard, you need to engage them how you see contestants on stage behaving. They're the ones pulling the names to be called. They're looking for who's excited to be there, who's been waiting their whole life and doesn't give a shit it's hour number 2 in line, right? Like so they said if you see the clipboard, they said that's the guy. Those are the guys that are collecting the names, particularly for The Price is Right.
Funny story. My cousin, my aunt, and my grandmother, they made it on The Price is Right.
That's awesome.
They didn't make it down, to be a player, but they made it into the audience.
Yeah, that's so cool. And that's what they were saying. Like, they were like, listen, if you want, like, when you call these shows, you need to behave like the people you see on the show. That's what they want. Like, this is you're so excited to spin the wheel and buy a vowel. You know,
Mm-hmm.
have a story ready.
That's
You know, where are you from?
that's funny you say story because I've made the decision to rewrite my book.
How's it going?
It's going pretty good, man. So wow, I have it's the same story. It's the exact same story. It's just written in a way that I think is gonna blow the mind and socks off of people, man. But yeah, man, I have been obsessed with that. So much so that I haven't been paying attention to any news or any stories.
Well, I got some. It's so funny you say that because I have stories from around the fleet. Some high tech voiceover work there.
How you like that segue?
I said like it's amazing. I think you're talking about staying up all night,
Oh, I do that anyway. Fuck.
right? Hey, anyway, I did collect some headlines from around the services, some things you might have missed during the week. So let's start off with the Army. Army ends year on retention high and is eyeing precision goals for 2026, increasing there. Right. So the Army exceeded its FY25 retention goal by more than 5,600 soldiers,
Wow.
retaining 60,492 troops. Now, see, I don't believe this because I was told there's a lot of illegal orders being. I'm just kidding. Transitioning 6,733 into the reserve component. New precision targeting initiatives aim to keep critical MOS positions filled as modernization efforts continue into FY26. It's good to hear.
Pretty awesome, man. Considering what 2-3 years ago, recruiting was at the all-time low.
No one wanted to join. No one.
Why would you?
Navy. We'll move on and see what the Navy's up to. U.S. Navy and Marine Corps launched CARAT 2025 in Malaysia, the 31st Cooperation of Float Readiness and Training CARAT exercise. You ever do that?
LF Karat. We always called it Karat. I don't know.
No, you're probably right, man. I've never done a Navy exercise ever. Never.
Ain't missing nothing.
The only sailor never been out to sea. Well, that's not true. That's not true. I was sent out to sea on the Cole for 3 weeks, and then I did go out in 42-foot deep water when it was raining heavy on the Constitution. It's 42 feet deep.
Oh shit!
This is how bad I am. You know, we used to have those SEAs come by.
Mm-hmm.
So I was smoking a cigarette. And one of the guys giving the tour, you know, they always thought it was funny to point out, you know, the corpsmen who'd never been to sea before, right? The guys who have been to sea, right? So we're smoking. The Constitution's like right there. We're smoking. The SEA's done, so they come over to smoke, right? And you're always like, right, here we go, right? Because here comes the Senior Enlisted Academy.
Yeah,
you know, we're E6 and below, right? It's always got something to say, or is he going to be cool, right? You don't know.
right. Up.
Yeah. It could be one or the other, man. And you know, that's just what they would always pop off with. They'd always lead with, you know, hey, he's never been to sea. And so this Master Chief was like, really? You know, you've never been to sea? And I was like, well, no, I mean, one time it was like right after I had to ride the Cole as a punishment, and that's a story for another time. I was like, well, I think it was like 3 weeks, I think, or a little bit less, maybe 14 days or something. The guy's like, Jesus Christ, man, I have more time out on the shitter at test depth than you have in sea. And I was like, okay.
Yeah. Cool story, man.
Yeah, he's like, you don't know what that is? And I was like, no.
Hey, dumbass, I've never been to sea. Why would you expect me to know what that means?
So, Andy, you're a submariner. You could explain it better than me. So he was trying to embarrass me by saying he had more time taking a dump.
At the maximum depth the submarine can go. It's a dumb thing that submariners say. It's so stupid. You must be so proud you can take a shit in a metal tube below the water. Congratulations. You know, of all the things you could say to somebody, that's not impressive at all.
He said, like, take a shit I got more time on the shitter at test depth. I was like, okay. And then Then there was another time an ensign stopped me and said, "So how do you sortie this?" And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "How do you sortie this thing?" Or he goes, "I bet you have a pretty hard time sorting it." And I was like, "Fuck, like sorting? Like what? It's what? I don't think it'd be hard, but why would you do it? I mean, it's a wooden ship. You could probably just blow us. I mean, they'd still be finding pieces of it. You could sortie it pretty easy." And the guy's like,
He had no idea what you were talking about,
he
did he?
goes, "Are you fucking with me?" And I was like, "No, you're talking about a sortie, right? Like an air mission, like bombing this thing."
Yeah.
And he goes,
Gas mission.
Have you ever been to sea?" And I was like, "No, I'm an FMF corpsman." And he's like, "Oh no, so it's a." So now he realizes his joke is gone, and he explains to me, sortying is when you have to immediately pull. You don't have time to do everything, right? You have to like kind of hurry.
Get out quick. That's when you look at him and say, "Sir, nobody finds you funny. Just go away."
I think he got that immediately. Like, I just looked like a complete douche in front of this guy because I have no idea I didn't know test depth. I didn't know sortie.
I would say shit like that all the time to the JOs on the boat.
Hmm.
Go away, sir. You're fucking bothering me.
Go. I'll tell you, the boats, the senior chief bosun mate, awesomest dude I know, Anthony Acosta, amazing dude. We were standing. He would get, I always thought I was, I always thought I understood what was going on, and he would just get me every time. One time I was standing next to him, and I had just done the Boy Scout thing, and he was on duty. I was about to leave, and he was like, "You can untie any knot," and I said, "Any knot you could tie." And he was like, "Yeah, think you can tie this knot?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You want to bet lunch on it?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll bet fucking lunch." He threw that bitch over the side.
I knew that was coming.
Right?
I knew that was coming.
I didn't. I was like, "Fuck." He threw it right into Boston Harbor, man. He was like, "Go get it. Go get it. I'll wait. Go untie it." And then he just, and he had this like swagger, this like, like the senior chief bosun mate swagger, and he just swaggered off, and I'm like, "Oh God."
That's some old school fucking bosun mate shit right there.
Oh man, I want it.
That is hilarious.
He taught me so much, man.
Dude, that's great. That's a great freaking story. One of my biggest pet peeves in the world is if I say hello to somebody and they don't say it back.
Mm.
Oh, that irks me, man. I had this weapons officer on my first boat. Whatever you picture in your mind of the stereotypical nerdy nuke, that's him. And I'd walk by him in the morning and say, "Hey, Webbs, good morning." And he wouldn't say shit, right? Like a week, and I finally lost my mind. Walking down the P-way, I say, "Good morning, Webbs," and he keeps walking, and I stop and I yell at the top of my lungs, "Hey, Webbs, I said good morning." And he looks at me, I said, "That usually requires a fucking response, sir." And he's like, "Good morning, Doc." But it was like, come on, man, dude. Don't be a shithead. It has nothing to do with rank or it's just common courtesy, man.
Yeah.
But I called him out in front of God and everybody. "What up, Billy?"
I got to when I got to the Constitution, it was like a wake up call, right? Like, because they try to act like a ship. So, it was it was kind of like really nice to ease in, if I were to say so, right? Because I learned some terms, understood some things, people's relationships, right? Like different relationships in the thing. Like we had an amazing XO, Shirley, and he helped me out a lot. Like, because they would say XO, 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 and I'm like, "Hey, because like he was like, 'Do you have any questions?' one time for like the log," and I was like, They say XO to your face." He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "That's okay? Like, you're okay with that?"
It's
And he's
definitely a
like,
different culture.
"Oh yeah, I guess the lieutenant colonel would kill you for that." And I was like, "Oh yeah, buddy." If I just walked in and was like, "Hey, XO," he'd be like, "Oh yeah." About to UXO.
Right?
you know. um, so and he was like, "Yeah, yeah." He goes, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." He goes, "Listen, like a couple of them." He's like, "You'll hear Chang, for chief engineers. Like those are okay. That's just that title the title's perfectly fine. It lets people because there's it lets people know what you're talking about."
Yeah. It's a different culture for sure, man.
Oh yeah, I thought like so I would ask him stuff, and I'll tell you what, man. He one day laid out the most amazing thing for me. Like we were talking about something, and he goes, "Well, you have to trust that there's a higher design, and when people start screwing with it, that's when you start screwing with the original intent, right?" He's like, so, and he was talking to me about a destroyer,
Huh.
and you'll correct me if I'm wrong, please, or what he told me because I operate off of this information. But he said, you have the CO's office up here, you have the XO's office, down away from admin. The CO's next to admin. You have the XO down away from admin, and then you have the Master Chief by the galley.
Huh.
Usually, right? On these
I don't
ships.
know, man. I was never on a surface ship.
Okay. So
Totally
he's
different.
saying, he's saying a lot of this is by design to spread the leadership out, right? Like, the enlisted, have to go by the Master Chief, right? They have to see the Master Chief. He's like, my office is not near admin. He goes, let me, the relationship of the ship, right? You have the CO who's running the operational side, and I'm keeping the administrative side going so that I can, do the operational. So once I understand the admin side, I fleet up because I understand now and I can do the operational side. He's like, that's how it works. I was like, okay. He goes, can you imagine the pain I would cause admin if my office were right outside? I'd hear them talking. Wait, what are you talking about? Give me that memo. Let me see that.
Right.
Hey, bring this over here. He goes, do you know how much they would never get anything done? He goes, especially on a ship where I'm afraid the captain's leaning on me. So we had some very frank conversations where he was like, these things are designed this way. He's like, so when people start moving their offices and they start doing it, starts disrupting the order.
Yeah.
And things don't start functioning the way they are. He goes, so my first sign that a ship is not functioning properly is when I see the Master Chief's office not near the galley. When I see he's moved somewhere bigger. He goes, my second sign is when I see the XO in the CO's office and the CO in the XO's office. That means they have a problem.
Yes.
There's a problem somewhere for the XO to be up there because now he's all over admin. That admin's not functional, man. They can't, why is he down here, not up there,
Yeah, submarines are different. So at least on Fast Attacks, the 688 class, which was what I was on, the XO and the CO are on the same level, right outside of control, and they share a head. So their staterooms are connected. The Cobb, chief of the boat, is down in the chief's mess with the rest, or not the mess, but the chief's quarters with the rest of the, chiefs. So, yeah. And then typically the admin shop, the Yeoman shack is right outside the chief's quarters. So it's just such a different world. And it's so much smaller and cramped. You gotta get in where you fit in.
Well, and that's kind of what he was saying was he was like, these things are designed to be able to function. And then he goes, because you see now he goes, now in order for me to go check on something in admin, I have to get out and go walk by some space.
Yep.
He goes, and now for him, for the CO, he's got to get out. If he wants to get away from admin, he's got to get out.
Yeah. It forces you into leadership by walking around.
Well, and that's what you see. He goes, I like to think that was in the design, that these people looked at this and thought these things out. He goes, so, when I look at things that are no longer in the design, because he was telling me part of the dysfunction of the command we were at was all three offices are in a row. Right? You have the he goes, so no one can talk to me without passing the Master Chief.
Yeah.
And no one can talk to the CL without passing me. He goes, that's not good. He goes, even though I'm aware of that, I'm watching someone go in there. He goes, even though I know normally I wouldn't see this and I try to ignore it.
You can't.
Right. And he goes, "That's part of the dysfunction here." He goes, "I'm right next to admin." He goes, "I have to like remind myself stay in here." He goes, "That's why I shut the door and watch the stock trades all day, 'cause I'll be killing them."
That's hilarious.
Yeah, he was just being factual, and I
Oh,
really
I know,
appreciated
man.
his insights, man. Like because I carried that with me. I was like, I can't. It was like I heard an old lady say recently. Someone was telling her, "Hey, you should watch your kid. He's doing." So she's like, I don't watch them play." She goes, "I can't. I'll have a heart attack. But you just gotta let them go." She's like, "They figure it out." She goes,
There's
"I
a lot
can't."
of wisdom to that.
Yeah, yeah, and she's right, man. She's right. She's
I
100% right. They'll figure it out. I figured it out. They'll figure it out.
I get what you're saying because I was greenside for 13 years, made chief, then went to a submarine. Dude, you talk about fucking culture shock.
Mm.
And the same thing. Oh, you never been to sea? You never been? Yeah, I floated. Oh, that doesn't count. I said, okay, you been shot at? Well, I'm a submariner. Yeah, that doesn't count.
Right.
Did I tell you the story of my first week on my first boat? This
No, I don't know.
dude, he was a nuke. I'm sitting in countermeasures in my office, which I share with countermeasures. It's legitimately a closet, really. And I feel somebody tap me on my shoulder, and I look over. This dude's got his pecker on my shoulder.
Oh yeah.
Did I tell you this?
No, but I'm just excited thinking about it.
I said, that's cute. And I grabbed it and I said, you know what? This is a great time for you to take me on a tour of the boat because I'm new and I don't know what I'm doing. I brought that motherfucker back aft. We went back forward. I brought him up to the CO stateroom. I said, hey, Skipper, you ever see something like this? It's like, Jesus, Doc. And by this time, I shit you not, the dude's in tears. He's begging me, Doc, just let go. Please, just let go. Just let go. And I'm so thankful that happened the first week because nobody fucked with me from then on out.
No, they won't, man. And once you show blood, that's when they come for more.
Yeah.
A buddy told me you can't take your eyes off the fathometer.
I can.
He said he said that's the one like you're required to look at. He said, and when somebody's on that watch and they're new, it's SOP, dick on shoulder. He said that because that's the one they can't look away from because the fathometer is constantly telling you how if you're gonna run into shit.
Yeah, your depth.
Right. So he said that's the one like, that's SOP where, it's dick on shoulder. He said, so of course this guy was telling me a story. He said, so of course they do it. He goes, and I'm on the back and, we're watching and we're like, he's like, and it goes down and he's doing good for a second. And then all of a sudden he has to look, man. But unfortunately it went like, he said, he said both of them had a, oh my God, this never happened look. Like, where does this never happened? Like, he said, because it was a little too close, man. So, like, when he, like, looked, he, like, caught. He said, man. And so, of course, the guy telling me, he sees I'm laughing like you, right? So he's reenacting it like. He's like, man, it caught him like that.
Well, the plus side is he can still tell people he's not a cocksucker.
He had me. He used to tell some of the funniest stories that would happen on that submarine. He said, He said, just the wildest things, man. Just the wildest things would happen, or they would just do the wildest things.
Oh man, for smart people, they're so fucking stupid.
Just anything to pass time, man. Yes. Anything to pass time.
Dumb as shit.
Measuring shit and saving it.
Oh.
And so the record would get saved.
Yeah.
So like fish, they would bring it out and they'd measure the new one. And then he's like showing me pictures of frozen shit. Like, can you believe a human did this?
That or shitting in the bilge funnels. Oh yeah, man. All kinds of stupid games, man. All kinds.
He had me dying laughing. Just dying laughing. I mean, I'm, and of course he's happy. He's out of it. But he was telling, on the other side, he was telling me a lot of guys like skip like advancement exams because it screws up your seashore rotation. Man, you're on shore now. You don't want to get promoted. They'll put you back. They'll say, "Oh, sorry, you're back to sea."
That's right. The one thing I disagree with the Navy on as far as the submarine force goes is they make chiefs way too early. I sponsored a guy one year that made chief in 6 years.
Yeah.
And I, as a sponsor, I told him, look, dude, I ain't mad at you. It's a system thing. But honestly, what can you tell me about the Navy?
That don't happen no more, man. I was talking to somebody who's in recently, and they were telling me it's all different, man. Like you have to wait.
Good.
And then the only way you can skip ahead is if you take a hard billet after you've picked up a certain rank.
Mhm.
Like after you pick up E5, but like you're not going to pick up E5 for at least it's a while. I might have to look, but they were explaining it to me. It's like 9 months for E2,
Mhm.
9 months for E3, 2 years for E4, and then like
But it's
something else.
automatic, right?
I think
I heard that something to that effect.
I think, but I don't know, man. It's wild, and the person I'm talking to doesn't really know either. They're new. I don't really
Fair
know
enough.
what's going on.
Oh, Roger, tracking. Understand all.
I did talk to a master chief who called me up and explained it to me, and he was like, "Listen, man, tell him take the trash jobs and he'll fly through the ranks. But of course, they're trash jobs, so he's probably just gonna grow up bitter, hating the Navy."
Just
But
like
yeah,
just like his old man. No.
yeah. I don't hate the Navy, but I love to run around social media reminding all the high and mighty admirals many of their fellows retired with paying benefits via Fat Leonard.
Right.
He had no problem with them retiring after committing acts of treason. But now all of a sudden you have morals? Now all of a sudden.
Of course. Well, they're Clinton era and Obama and Biden era senior officers now. That's the problem.
It's true. You do get the previous person's generals.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like Obama inherited Bush's generals. Bush inherited Clinton's. Clinton inherited Bush's.
Yep.
Bush inherited Reagan's. Yeah, that's true. And here's something people forgot about. And I Googled it just to double check, right? I wasn't hallucinating the way history continually gets rewritten. But everybody's upset about these district attorney appointments, and firing district attorneys for political reasons. Bill Clinton came in and fired all 93.
But you know what?
He fired
I'm gonna tell you to stop right now, man.
every one of them.
Look, you can't be coming in here dropping fucking facts, all right?
But I remember that when I was like growing up in life, I'm like when people joke, I literally am old enough to remember when he came in and fired every district attorney. And then midway through Bush's term, Bush tried to fire 12 and they flipped out. Like
I'd already had like 6 years in when Clinton came into office. I remember it well.
Yeah. If I was a better historian, I actually and I had no opinion at the time. I was young, but I did actually I was home because I think it happened. Well, it had to be in the summer. But anyway, I did record the press conference on VHS where he announced "Don't Ask, Don't Tell."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I watched it a couple of times, but I lost it over the years. I had 3 VHS tapes of all 9/11 news all day from 9/11 because I was SIQ that day, and I recorded 3. They're gone. I don't have any of it left.
I still have a copy of my original contract where it asks, "Are you homosexual? Yes or no?" Seriously, no shit.
Oh man, and they still let you in. That's awesome. Very progressive.
Hey man, I'm a trend fucking setter, pal.
I'm just kidding. I remember being so stunned when I got to Japan because I'd been through field medical. Well, I went. I don't think I haven't told this story in a long time. I'll tell it real quick. No,
hold on, let me sit down.
Yeah, I said no, I won't. So I'm not gonna name names. I'm just gonna. How's the best way to do this? I guess I'll go by rank. I'll just use rank.
Okay.
So I go to boot camp. I go to core school, all at Great Lakes. I have to go to. It's back in the day. The rules are you have to go to field med before you can go overseas. You have to go to field. Remember, have to go to field med. All overseas billets are subject to augmentation with the Marines. You have to go to field med.
And that happened because of the fucking first Gulf War.
Right. So I'm fucking stoked, right? Because I get to go to field med. And I'm one of the last groups that this applies to. I didn't know that. No one knew that. But they needed to fill billets, couldn't get them through field med fast enough. So they had to start forgoing it. So it was really cool. You know, I start off when I have this C school, right? This, you know, and field med, you get real stoked. Anyway, I have to do hold up time after core school until my class starts for field med.
Right.
Then from field med, I get leave. Then I go to my overseas Japan billet. It's 1996. So I'm at the warehouse, shutdown year. Right?
Did you go to East Coast? You went East Coast, right?
I'm on the East Coast.
Okay.
Great Lakes. I'm at the warehouse.
Okay.
It's the second class. I meet my first submariner. That's the one who told me if you survive a sinking ship, you can wear your dolphins upside down. That I believed for years until somebody told me, "Hey, asshole, every submarine sinks." So, I believed that for years. That's how gullible I am. All right, back to the original story. So, second class.
Oh shit.
Second class just came from where I'm going. No. The lieutenant who just left went to where I'm going. So the second class used to work for him. Finds out where I'm going. I'm only going to be with them for about 2 months. So I'm hanging out with them for 2 months, you know, whatever. They get to know me a little bit. We're having lunch one day. And the second class tells me, when you get to Japan, go see. You know? And I'm like, okay. You know, go see him. Go tell him we said hello. Tell him hello from me. You know, I'm like, is this like a setup? They're like, no. Go, you know, go say hi. He'll know us. He will know us. And I was like, okay. So I get to the command. I'm checking in. They're like, anything else? I was like, oh, I just came from Great Lakes. Supposed to go see like this lieutenant say hi for his old crew. They're like, oh, he's at he works in the warehouse. I'm like, okay. So for like 2 days, I tell people, yeah, at some point I just, you know, and in passing, at some point I just need to go see this guy. Right. So finally somebody takes me over there. And I'm like, yeah, I'm supposed to see, I got a message from these people. They told me to go introduce myself, say hi to him, whatever. Tell them hi from him. They're like, right back there. I'm like, okay. So I walk in and I meet the gayest lieutenant.
I knew that shit was coming.
That has walked the earth.
Come on, let's
and
be
I
honest.
have told everyone I'm looking for him. I'm supposed to see him. And I got a message for him. I have told everyone.
So what you're saying is he's so gay he didn't walk, he sashayed.
I don't want to go into too much detail, but out of kindness, we developed a relationship that I feel he wanted to escalate because there were many incidents in front of my ex-wife where she was like, I'll come with you. Like, just like was afraid, you know? Like,
he's thirsty.
Oh yeah.
That's
Oh yeah. And anyway, it was wild, man. And I did have to correct the record months later. Months later, like it came up drinking, and somebody was like, "Man, when you came asking, we were dying. We all thought you were like, you know, da 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 da." I was like, "Oh no, man, that was a setup." And I even emailed one of the dudes, right? You know, it was funny, right? They were like, "Oh, we're dying," you know. I'm telling everyone, you know.
That is freaking hilarious.
But yeah, I mean, I had brought in hook, line, and sinker, right?
Hold on. Wait a minute. This is Great Lakes 96?
Yeah.
There's a really good chance I know exactly who you're talking about. I was in Great Lakes from 95 from February 95 to December 96.
Oh, so we would have crossed paths, man, or not crossed paths, but
Well, we might. Did you ever go out to the Anchor, the bar out there, out in town?
no, I was locked on base, man.
Oh, okay.
I had a but I got in with a great roommate, man. I mean, a great roommate, and I regret, and I bet he does too, because I regret not staying in touch with him. He was just a phenomenal dude. I still remember his name, actually. You know what?
Funny.
And I'm gonna hit him up one of these days.
Were
I'll
you,
see if he's
were you in
if he's
219, the
around.
barracks?
What's up?
Were you in 219?
Yeah.
barracks? Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
On the 3rd floor.
I probably saw you run around. We didn't ever even. I'm sure we passed each other. But no way to know it. You know what I mean?
Oh
They're
yeah.
at the same time. I mean, literally at the same place at the same time.
I remember, and I was, I remember we were effed up in the lounge.
Mhm.
Effed up. And we were he used to work at a video store part-time, my roommate.
Huh.
So he just got Usual Suspects.
Oh.
So we were sitting there, and I mean, we were sucked in because we were effed up.
Mhm.
And then out of nowhere, the two of us turn. And you remember that glass, the lounge, the glass, and then the watch, right?
Yep.
The door and the watch. Every freaking cop car in Great Lakes is up on the grass with the lights.
Holy smokes.
Some chick is being rushed out on a gurney. It's like chaos. And the two of us are just like, right back to Usual Suspects. Like, what a mistake. Like, we never should have turned. But afterwards, we're like, I don't know how no one came in and was like, you guys didn't notice any of this? Come with me.
Unfortunately, that was a pretty regular occurrence. Some shit like that,
I
man.
found out later, yeah. But, like, I'm new to the Navy, man. And the two of us are looking at each other, looking at Usuals, and we're like, we need to go upstairs as soon as we can, and just get out of there. But it was just insane, man. It was just insane. And then, like, out of nowhere, when the movie was over, we're like, the movie's over. And we're like, should we? Like, just jokingly, like, should we? And we were like, let's do it. So we both looked at the glass at the same time, and a lone cop car went by. like a lone, light. I never forgot it, man. We were like, are you kidding me? Don't look out the window. Don't look out the window.
That barracks, man, that was the animal house.
Oh, it was crazy.
That's
My
what
room
we-
was on restriction. I got to when I was checking in. Here's the funny thing. I'm checking in with my roommate on watch, but he doesn't tell me. But he sees the room I'm going to.
Of course.
So he says they're in a sterile room. I'm like, what the fuck is a sterile room? He's like, well, if you fail 3 room inspections, they lock all your shit up and put you in this room that has nothing but your uniforms and an alarm clock, like your bedding and an alarm clock. And I was like, oh. Our roommate smelled horrible. Didn't do laundry. Just smelled horrible. She smelled terrible. His feet was terrible.
Oh, I hate that.
Big fat guy, smell terrible. Terrible. But me and the other dude, we got along great, man. We got along great. And the one thing he never forgot, and I took the lesson with me, right? I remember, to me, it was something natural to do. He had been in the Navy for a couple of years, and so for him, it was very unnatural to have happen, right? I paid him what I told him I would pay him for the phone bill for the month I lived there.
That's funny.
I gave him like $215 because I was using the. I said, thank you so much. And I remember him saying, oh my God, man. He was like, I figured you were just going to leave and I would pay the bill. And I wasn't going to say anything because you're a nice guy and we had some fun times. But he goes, I never expected you to, follow through. He's like, so many people don't. He's like, he doesn't. And Right? And I was like, to me, it was like, well, no, I told you I would do this.
Exactly.
You know, and that just really stuck with me. Like,
There's some.
make sure I follow through. And
There's
how
some-
sad is that? Most people don't.
Yeah. Well, before you tell me I owe you money, I think we should probably get the hell out of here. What do you say?
Got it, my man.
Got any last nuggets, words of wisdom?
I got no last nuggets. Just comment, click like down below. We're back into the emails again. It had backed up, but I am responding to some. I can't get to them all. I just can't. I read them all, but I can't get to them all. But thanks, man. We appreciate it. And I know we haven't been on all the time, but keep them coming. And we'll.
I'm gonna be honest. Break down the wall. I just hit delete. I don't read your damn emails at all.
I do. I get. I get in there. I get them.
See you later.
You're listening to Nothing's Off the Table.